There's a worn-out stool in the corner where I always end up late, like it's waiting for my troubles and every bad choice that I made. The bartender pours in silence. He don't ask me where I've been, 'cause these walls have heard the stories of 1,000 broken men. Tonight the rain keeps falling, like it knows what's on my mind, and every drop against the window feels like another warning sign. I've spent years acting fearless, like nothing could bring me down, but the truth comes out easier when nobody's around. The louder the jukebox plays, the harder it is to pretend that I don't carry your mistakes like lifelong friends. These are Barstool Confessions, spilled between the whiskey and the smoke. All the things I never told nobody, all the pain hidden in my jokes. These are Barstool Confessions, from a man who's seen too much, trying to heal the kind of wounds that time alone can't touch. I confessed I miss my father, though I never said it loud. Confessed I lost a good woman when I let my pride talk proud. Confessed there were nights I wonder if I'd ever find my way, if the road was leading somewhere or just stealing years away. The neon lights keep flickering like memories on a screen, showing every version of myself and everything I've been. Some truths are hard to swallow, some scars don't fade with age, but carrying them forever only builds another cage. The clock keeps ticking, the night rolls on, and every secret weighs less once it's gone. These are Barstool Confessions, spilled between the whiskey and the smoke. All the things I never told nobody, all the pain hidden in my jokes. These are Barstool Confessions, from a man who's seen too much, trying to heal the kind of wounds that time alone can't touch. Maybe strength ain't being silent, maybe strength ain't standing tall, maybe strength is telling the truth when you spend years building walls. The storm outside keeps raging, but something inside feels clear, like every burden I've been carrying just disappeared. These are Barstool Confessions, the last ones I'll leave behind, 'cause tomorrow ain't waiting for a man trapped in his mind. These are Barstool Confessions, and tonight I finally see the hardest truth I ever faced was learning to forgive me. The bartender nods goodbye, the rain begins to slow. I leave a few dollars on the counter and finally let it go. There's a road outside this town nobody drives after dark. It winds past the old church here and the graves beyond the park. The locals got their stories about shadows in the mist, about voices on the wind, and names that still exist. I used to laugh at all of it till one cold October night, when I saw something glowing beneath the pale moonlight. Rows of silent headstones standing underneath the sky, and scattered through the darkness with those cemetery lights. The wind stopped blowing, the night stood still, like time itself had lost its will. Cemetery lights burning in the distance, like forgotten souls still searching for existence. Cemetery lights shining through the rain, whispering old stories and calling out my name. I walk between the headstones, reading dates carved into stone. People with their own dreams who once called this place home. Farmers, soldiers, preachers, lovers buried side by side. 1,000 different journeys ending underneath the pines. And I found my grandfather's name covered in years of dust. And suddenly those ghost stories felt a little easier to trust, 'cause memories never vanish and love don't truly die. Maybe that's what's glowing in those cemetery lights. The moon hung low, the shadows grew, and every grave felt somehow new. Cemetery lights burning in the distance, like forgotten souls still searching for existence. Cemetery lights shining through the rain, whispering old stories and calling out my name. Maybe they ain't spirits, maybe they ain't ghosts, maybe they're reminders of the people we miss most. Maybe every light is a memory refusing to fade away, a silent kind of promise that some things still remain. Cemetery lights no longer fill me with fear, 'cause every glowing flicker means somebody still here. Cemetery light guiding through the night, teaching me that love survives long after goodbye. The dawn broke through the darkness, the stars began to fade, but the cemetery lights still lingered in my mind. Clouds rolled in without warning, black as coal across the sky. The kind of storm that makes a man question every reason why. I've seen roads disappear beneath me, I've watched bridges wash away, I've had plans fall apart overnight, and dreams that couldn't stay. The wind kept screaming through the valley, like it knew my deepest fears, bringing back old memories from the hardest of my years. But I've learned something about storms after all this time alive. They can bend you toward the ground, but they can't decide if you survive. The thunder roars, the lightning strikes, but I ain't giving up without a fight. I'm still standing in the storm, with rain running down my face. Still standing in the storm, and I refuse to break. Every battle left a mark, every scar became my armor. I'm still standing in the storm, and I'm only getting stronger. There were nights I felt abandoned by luck, by faith, by hope. The kind of nights where every breath felt harder than before. I buried people that I loved, watched opportunities fade, seen good hearts lose their way, as strong men lose their faith. But every time I hit the bottom, something pulled me back again. Maybe it was stubborn pride, maybe it was who I've always been. 'Cause quitting never feared me, and surrender ain't my style. I'd rather crawl through hell itself than stop before the final mile. The rain falls hard, the cold cuts deep, but a warrior's promise is one he'll keep. I'm still standing in the storm, with rain running down my face. Still standing in the storm, and I refuse to break. Every battle left a mark, every scar became my armor. I'm still standing in the storm, and I'm only getting stronger. Storms don't last forever, even when they feel that way. The darkest clouds eventually give room to brighter days, and every drop that's falling now will someday feed the ground, where stronger roots are waiting to grow from what I felt. I'm still standing in the storm, and I can finally see the storm wasn't sent to stop me, it was sent to shape me. Still standing in the storm, with my boots dug in the mud, still carrying the fire, still carrying the blood. Still standing in the storm, as the clouds begin to part. The weather tried to break me, but it only forged my heart. The rain slows down, the sun breaks through, and I keep moving forward like survivors always do. These roads know every secret, every promise, every lie, every dream that left this town, and every dream that stayed behind. My grandfather drove this highway in a truck older than the sun. My father followed after him, and now I'm the next one. The tires sing the same old song against this cracked black line, a melody of sacrifice passed down through blood and time. Every mile marker tells a story, every field remembers names, and every generation leaves a little piece behind the same. The dust may settle, the years may roll, but this land still beats inside my soul. Blood runs through these roads like rivers through the land, carrying the hopes and scars of every working hand. Blood runs through these roads from the past into today, and every mile I travel keeps their memory alive this way. I remember countless summers, bonfires lighting up the sky, old men telling stories about the years that passed them by. Some spoke of hard winters, some spoke of wars and pain, some spoke of lost love and learning how to stand again. The town ain't rich in money, but it's wealthy in its soul, built by generations who refuse to let go. Every church, every barn, everywhere the beaten sign holds pieces of the people who gave this place their time. The wind still whispers their names at night, and every sunrise keeps the spirit alive. Blood runs through these roads like rivers through the land, carrying the hopes and scars of every working hand. Blood runs through these roads from the past into today, and every mile I travel keeps their memory alive this way. Maybe one day I'll be gone, another name carved into stone, but I hope the roads remember that I love this place is home. 'Cause nobody truly leaves the ground that shaped their soul. A part of us stays forever in these roads we used to know.
Blood runs through these roads,
And through my veins the same,
every lesson, every sacrifice
still burns like a flame. Oh, blood runs through these roads and always will somehow. The past keeps riding with me every time I leave this town. The headlights cut through darkness, the moon hangs bright and cold, and I keep driving forward where the blood still runs through these roads. Blue lights flashing in my rear view, dust rising off the ground. Another long night on these back roads with trouble all around. The county knows my history, every mistake I've made, every fight, every bad decision, every debt I've never paid. But the law can't chase the demons They keep knocking at my door, and no badge can stop the memories I've been running from before. I spent years blaming everybody for the mess I made myself, till I learned the hardest prison ain't built by anyone else. You can lock a man in chains, you can throw away the key, but the battle that I'm fighting lives inside of me. No sheriff can save me, no siren in the night, no judge can write a sentence that makes everything alright. No sheriff can save me from the ghosts inside my head. The only man who can change this life is the one these boots have led. I've crossed rivers in the darkness, I've slept beneath the stars, trying to outrun my reflection, trying to heal invisible scars. The whiskey gave me excuses, the highway gave me room, but neither one could fix the damage growing in the gloom. Then one night beside a campfire, watching sparks climb through the sky, I realized all these years I'd been living a lie. 'Cause freedom ain't escaping and redemption ain't a place. They're both found in the mirror when you finally face your face. The road gets lonely, the truth gets loud, and eventually a shadow finds you in the crowd. No shadow can save me, no siren in the night, no judge can write a sentence that makes everything alright. No sheriff can save me from the ghosts inside my head. The only man who can change this life is the one these boots have led. The moon hung over the pines like a spotlight from above, and for the first time in forever I stopped running from myself. The storm was still raging, but something felt brand new, 'cause the hardest outlaw to conquer was always me and not you. No sheriff can save me, but maybe that's okay, 'cause strength is built from facing what you feel along the way. No sheriff can save me, but I finally understand the road to redemption starts when a man becomes a man. The blue lights fade behind me, the dawn breaks through the gray, and I keep driving forward toward a better day. The neon sign is buzzing like a heartbeat in the dark. Rain keeps falling on the window, leaving rivers through the sparks. The bartender knows my first name and every story I don't tell. I spent enough nights in this place trying to drink my way through hell. Every stool holds a memory, every glass reflects a face, and every song coming through the speakers takes me back to another place. I came here looking for silence, but silence never shows. Instead I find another memory every time the whiskey flows. The room gets blurry, the night gets cold. Every drink brings back another ghost. One more bottle, one more ghost, sitting right beside me, talking about the things we lost and how things used to be. One more bottle, one more ghost, riding through my mind. The whiskey keeps on disappearing, but the ghosts stay every time. There's a girl in a faded photograph tucked inside my wildest still, a reminder that forever can be broken by free will. There's a friend I never called enough, a father I should've known, 1,000 little regrets that still follow me home. The highway outside keeps stretching past the edge of town, like it's trying to tell me something as the rain keeps falling down. Maybe running isn't healing, maybe pain ain't meant to hide. Maybe every ghost I'm carrying just wants to be recognized. The lights grow dim, the hours slow, every drink invites another ghost. One more bottle, one more ghost, sitting right beside me, talking about the things we lost and how things used to be. One more bottle, one more ghost, riding through my mind. The whiskey keeps on disappearing, but the ghosts stay every time. Tonight I finally listen, instead of trying to forget, 'cause every ghost is just a lesson wrapped inside regret. Maybe they ain't here to haunt me, maybe they're here to remind the man I am becoming of the man I left behind. One more bottle, one more ghost, but something feels different now. They don't seem quite as heavy as they did before somehow. The night is still a lonely road, but I can see the light. One more bottle, one more ghost, and I'll be alright. The last call echoes softly, the rain begins to slow. I leave a tip upon the counter and walk out with my ghost. I grew up where the blacktop ended and the dust began to rise, where the trucks ran louder than the church bells under endless southern skies. Ain't no silver spoon story, ain't no mansion on the hill, just a boy with a stubborn heart and a mind nobody could kill. Learned more from gravel roads than I ever learned in school. Every scar became a lesson, every setback made me cruel. Now the city lights don't tempt me, and the fast lane ain't my style. I'd rather hear these old tires sing for another 100 miles. I wasn't born a king, didn't inherit a crown. I earned every inch of this road from this hard-earned ground. I'm the king of the dirt road, where the wild winds blow. Got dust on my boots and nowhere else to go. King of the dirt road, no castle made of stone, just freedom in my veins, and these back roads as my home. The sheriff knows my first name, the county knows my truck. Some folks call it reckless, I just call it luck. I've watched the sunrise break across 1,000 fields of gold and heard stories from old-timers that never got told. The world keeps getting louder, everybody chasing fame, but out here in the country, the stars still know my name. No traffic, no pretenders, no masks left to wear, just an outlaw soul rolling through the midnight air. This road ain't always easy, but it's all I've ever known, and I'd rather ride forever than sit on a borrowed throne. I'm the king of the dirt road, where the wild winds blow. Got dust on my boots and nowhere else to go. King of the dirt road, no castle made of stone, just freedom in my veins, and these back roads as my home. Maybe I ain't rich, maybe I ain't famous, but I got sunset money came by, and freedom they can't take from us. Every fence line, every cornfield, every river bend I know reminds me why I never left the kingdom of this dirt road. I'm the king of the dirt road, still riding through the night, with a full tank and a rebel heart, chasing headlights through the pines. King of the dirt road, that's the life I chose. No chains around my spirit, just miles of open road. The moon shines on the gravel, the engine hums low. Long live the king of the dirt road. The highway stretches endless under a pale moonlight, white lines cutting through the darkness like memories through the night. Got one hand on the wheel and one eye on the road, but I swear I feel a presence every mile that I go. The passenger seat sits empty, at least that's what it seems, but some nights I catch a shadow, living somewhere in between. Maybe it's an old friend, maybe it's the man I used to be, maybe it's every goodbye still riding here with me. The radio fades to static, the cold wind chills my skin, and I hear familiar whispers coming through the dark again. There's a ghost riding shotgun on every road I roam, a silent conversation between the lost and the known. Ghost riding shotgun through the midnight rain, I can't leave it behind me, 'cause it's running through my future like we never crossed the line. Now those days feel distant like smoke above a flame, but every mile marker knows I still remember every name. Some ghosts carry sorrow, some ghosts carry regret. Mine just keeps reminding me of things I can't forget. Not to haunt me forever, not to drag me down below, but to make sure I remember the places I've called home. The moon keeps climbing higher, the tides keep singing low, and somewhere in the darkness that ghost won't let go. There's a ghost riding shotgun on every road I roam, a silent conversation between the lost and the known. Ghost riding shotgun through the midnight rain. I can't leave it behind me, 'cause it's running through my veins. Maybe every soul carries one, a shadow from the past, a reminder that the moments we love were never meant to last. And maybe that's the reason the ghost still rides tonight, to help me keep moving forward. Instead of looking behind, there's a ghost riding shotgun, but I don't fear it anymore. It's just another chapter of the life I lived before. Ghost riding shotgun till the sunrise breaks the dark, a memory beside me and a fire inside my heart. The dawn appears ahead of me, the night begins to fade, but the ghost riding shotgun will always know my name. There's a crack in the mirror, and a crack inside my chest. Both been there for so long now, I can't tell which hurts the best. The bartender keeps pouring like he's trying to save my life, but every shot just brings me closer to the reasons I can't sleep at night. I've been chasing numbness down every road I know, but pain rides in the passenger seat everywhere I go. The jukebox sings a heartbreak, the neon paints me blue, and every face inside this bar somehow reminds me of you. The bottle gets lighter, the night gets old, but nothing fills an empty soul. Empty glass, empty soul, sitting here alone again, trying to drown 1,000 memories. They keep floating back in. Empty glass, empty soul, that's the story I've been told. No matter how much whiskey disappears, the loneliness still holds. I remember summer evenings driving nowhere with the windows down, back when dreams felt endless and love was all around. Now the highway feels colder, the stars don't shine the same. And every mile reminds me of everything that changed. I blame the world for breaking, I blame fate for every scar. But sometimes the hardest truth is we become who we really are. And maybe healing starts the moment you stop running from the pain, instead of trying to bury it with another drink again. The room spins slower, the truth comes clear. The thing I'm fighting is already here. Empty glass, empty soul, sitting here alone again, trying to drown 1,000 memories that keep floating back in. Empty glass, empty soul, that's the story I've been told. No matter how much whiskey disappears, the loneliness still holds. Then I looked around the room at all the faces hiding scars, everybody fighting something underneath the neon stars. Maybe I ain't the only one trying to outrun yesterday. Maybe we're all just broken hearts looking for a place to stay. Healing starts when you stand up and walk right out that door. The sunrise waits beyond the hills, the darkness starts to roll. I leave behind the empty glass and carry home my soul. My old man wore work boots, older than the truck he drove. Hands rough as gravel roads, heart heavy as a winter storm. He never talked about his battles, never told me where they'd been. Just carried silence on his shoulders like a second layer of skin. I remember sitting beside him on the porch fading with age, watching smoke drift through the sunset while he stared beyond the fields. There was pain behind his eyes even when he tried to smile, like a war nobody could see. It followed him for miles. He wasn't perfect, he never claimed, but everything I know came from that man. I'm the son of a broken man, raised by callous hands, learning how to keep moving when life don't go as planned. Son of a broken man, and proud of where I stand. 'Cause sometimes the strongest lessons come from a broken man. He taught me how to fix an engine, how to shake a man's hand right, how to look somebody in the eye, stand my ground in a fight. But the biggest lesson wasn't spoken, it came from watching him survive, watching him get knocked down and still get up every time. There were bills he couldn't pay, dreams he had to let go, but he never blamed the world for the storms that came and went. And even when the weight got heavy, even when the road got long, he kept showing up each morning like the struggle made him strong. The years passed quickly, the seasons changed, but his quiet strength still remains. I'm the son of a broken man, raised by calloused hands, learning how to keep moving when life don't go as planned. Son of a broken man, and proud of where I stand. 'Cause sometimes the strongest lessons come from a broken man. I see his reflection, looking back through my own eyes. Every scar, every lesson, every sacrifice. And if I ever have a son, I hope he understands the strength ain't found in perfection, it's found in doing what you can. I'm the son of a broken man, and that's a badge I wear. 'Cause broken doesn't mean defeated, it means you chose to care. Son of a broken man, and now I finally see the man I wanted to become was standing right in front of me. The sun drops behind the farmland, the evening settles in, and I thank God for the lessons of a broken man. There's a half-empty bottle sitting where he used to be. Neon lights are flickering like ghosts that won't leave me. This bar knows all my secrets, these walls know all my lies. Every night I come here hoping the whiskey helps me say goodbye. I tried another round of burning every photograph we made, but memories don't drown so easy, no matter what I pay. The jukebox keeps on playing songs we used to sing, and every glass I raise tonight just brings you back again. The more I drink, the more I see the girl I lost still haunting me. Whiskey can't bury her memory, can't sink it to the bottom of the glass. I've been drinking like a desperate man, trying to outrun the past. Every bottle tells the same old story, every shot keeps setting her free. Whiskey can't bury her memory, and her memory won't bury me. I drove down old county roads where we used to chase the stars. Every mile felt like yesterday, every turn reopened scars. The moon still hangs above the pines, just like it did back then, but now it's shining on a man learning how to lose again. I blame myself for everything, the nights, the fights, the end. But some hearts break without a reason, no matter how hard you've been. The pain still comes, the pain still stays, but I don't hide like yesterday. Whiskey can't bury her memory, can't sink it to the bottom of the glass. I've been drinking like a desperate man, trying to outrun the past. Every bottle tells the same old story, every shot keeps setting her free. Whiskey can't bury her memory, and her memory won't bury me. The bartender said time heals all, but time ain't healed me yet. Still I wake up every morning with a little less regret. Maybe moving on ain't forgetting, maybe that's not what it's for. Maybe healing means surviving what's already gone before. Whiskey can't bury her memory, but it can't keep me down forever. Every tear becomes a lesson, every storm becomes the weather. Tonight I'll raise one final glass to who we used to be. Whiskey can't bury her memory, but her memory won't bury me. The neon face, the last call rings, and somewhere in the silence I finally start to breathe. I remember that old dirt road where I first learned how to run. Thought I could leave the past behind with enough miles and a loaded gun. Every county line I crossed, every motel neon light, felt like one more chance to disappear into the middle of the night. But there's a thing about the darkness most people never understand. You can outrun 1,000 memories, but not the one holding your hand. The mirror changed, the years moved on, the scars faded from sight. But every time I look behind me, there was in the headlights. I spent years chasing freedom, thinking distance was enough. But some things follow forever when life starts getting rough. My shadow never left, it stayed through every storm, through every broken promise, through every shape and form. When the world turned cold and empty, when the road became my home, my shadow never lived, so I was never truly alone. I've sat beside dying campfires, watched the embers lose their glow, thinking about the man I used to be and the things I wish I didn't know. Some ghosts scream like thunder, some home without a sound. Mine just walks a step behind me everywhere I roam this town. It's seen every bad decision, every fight I couldn't win. Somehow through the chaos, through every fall and climb, it never just a person, I became with time. Now I don't fear the darkness, I don't fear the pain, 'cause every scar reminds me I've survived the rain. My shadow never left, it stayed through every storm, through every broken promise, through every shape and form. When the world turned cold and empty, when the road became my home, my shadow never left, so I was never truly alone. Maybe we all carry shadows, maybe that's how healing starts. Not by killing every memory, but by making peace with who we are. The night still has its demons, the wind still knows my name, but I've stopped running circles through the same old flames. My shadow never left, and now I'm glad it stayed. It carried all the lessons that the hard years made. Every mile, every heartbreak, every battle that I've known, my shadow never left and helped me find my way home. The moon hangs over the pines, the highway fades from sight. My shadow never left, and it'll ride with me tonight. There was a time I'd break my fist against walls and never fall back. Every word felt like gasoline, every wound became an attack. I carried anger in my shadow like a loaded 44, looking for someone to blame for every scar I ever wore. The nights got darker, the road got long, the whiskey only made it worse. I was writing my own destruction like a preacher reading the curse. Then one cold night by the riverbank, under a blood-red harvest moon, I realized the thing I hated most was turning me into it too. So I gathered every memory, every light and every scar, and threw them into the darkness. Beneath the dying stars, I fed my rage to the fire, watched it burn into the night. Every grudge, every demon, every reason I used to fight, the flames danced higher and higher till the ashes filled the sky. I fed my rage to the fire and finally learned how to survive. The smoke rose up like old regrets, drifting where they belonged, and for the first time in forever, the silence didn't feel wrong. I still remember every betrayal, every knife behind the smile, but disappear, but I stopped letting anger be the loudest voice I hear. Some battles end with gunfire, some battles end with grace. Sometimes freedom starts the moment you stop feeding the hate. I fed my rage to the fire, watched it burn into the night. Every grudge, every demon, every reason I used to fight. The flames danced higher and higher till the ashes filled the sky. I fed my rage to the fire and finally learned how to survive. The river kept on flowing, the moon kept hanging high, and somewhere in the crackling embers, the old me said goodbye. Not every ghost was buried, not every wound was healed, but the man who walked away that night was stronger than he revealed. I fed my rage to the fire, now the flames no longer call. What once felt like a prison isn't holding me at all. The scars still tell their stories, but they no longer run my life. I fed my rage to the fire and walked away from the fight. The ashes drift across the wind like memories passing by. I fed my rage to the fire and left it with the night. I got a scar above my left eye from a fight I should've walked away. Another one across my knuckles from mistakes I still can't explain. Got a few you cannot see buried deep beneath my skin, the kind that come from losing battles you never thought you'd win. I've been broken, left behind, I watched good people disappear. I stood alone in pouring rain with nothing but my fear. There were nights I nearly gave up, nights I almost lost control, but every storm that tried to break me only hardened up my soul. The road was rough, the road was long, but every setback made me strong. Scars made me stronger, every wound became a guide. Every time life knocked me down, I found a reason to survive. Scars made me stronger, like steel inside my bones. Now the battles that once broke me built the man I've become. I remember sleeping in my truck with nowhere left to go, watching headlights pass me by through the cold October snow. The world didn't hand me answers, didn't offer easy roads. Everything I've learned in life came from carrying heavy loads. I buried dreams and buried friends, I buried versions of myself, and every loss became a lesson that no book could ever tell. Now when the darkness comes around, I don't run and I don't hide, 'cause I've already met my demons and survived them. Every time the fire burned, the rain poured down, but neither one could keep me down. Scars made me stronger, every wound became a guide. Every time life knocked me down, I found a reason to survive. Scars made me stronger, like steel inside my bones. Now the battles that once broke me built the man I've become. Yeah. Maybe strength is getting back up after every single fall. The mirror shows the evidence of every war I've won, and every scar reminds me how far I've come. Scars make me stronger, and I wear them without shame, 'cause every mark upon my skin tells a story of the pain. Scars make me stronger, and if I had to choose again, I'd walk through every storm I faced to become this man. The sun rises through the valley, the shadows start to run, and I thank every scar I carry for making me strong enough. The hospital room was quiet, except for the hum of the lights. The strongest man I'd ever known looked smaller that night. His hands were worn from decades of fighting life head on, the same hands that taught me how to stay strong when things go wrong. He motioned me a little closer, said he didn't have much time. There were things he needed me to hear before he crossed that line. No grand speech, no famous words, just truth in his tired eyes, the kind of wisdom only earned after a hard-lived life. The room stood still, the clock moved slow, and every word he said cut deeper than I know. My father's last advice still echoes through my mind. Don't let anger steal your years, and don't leave love behind. My father's last advice still guides me through the night when the road gets dark ahead. His words become the light. He said, son, the world ain't fair, and it never claimed to be. But bitterness is a prison built with your own key. He said, take care of your family when nobody else will, 'cause the measure of a man is how he climbs the hill. He said, don't chase every dollar at the cost of your soul, 'cause money comes and money goes, but character stays whole. And then he smiled softly like a man finally at peace, knowing the lessons he carried would never truly leave. The tears rolled down, but I stayed strong, trying to memorize every word before he was gone. My father's last advice still echoes through my mind. Don't let anger steal your years, and don't leave love behind. My father's last advice still guides me through the night when the road gets dark ahead. His words become the light. Years have passed since that moment, but some things never fade. I hear his voice peace in silence every time I lose my way. When life throws another storm, oh, the pressure starts to rise, I remember the strength I saw in my Father's eyes. My Father's last advice is worth more than gold. It's a compass for the journey as I grow old. My Father's last advice still walks right by my side, a legacy of wisdom that time could never hide. The sunset falls across the farmland, the evening breeze drifts by, and I whisper, thank you for my Father's last advice. There was a time I stood surrounded, my flames I couldn't control, watching everything I built turn to ashes in the smoke. Friends became strangers, promises turned into lies. The people I trusted most were the first ones saying goodbye. I remember standing in the wreckage with blood, sweat, and regret, wondering if this was the ending of every dream I ever chased. The heat kept getting stronger, the smoke blocked out the sky, but something deep inside me refused to lay down and die. The flames got higher, the night got cold, but pressure makes diamonds and fire shapes gold. The fire didn't kill me, it made me who I am. Every bridge that burned behind me helped me learn to stand. The fire didn't kill me, though it took a lot away. What survived inside the ashes still burns stronger today. I lost money, lost direction, lost people I call friends, lost pieces of my old life that I won't see again. But every loss reveals something that comfort never could. Sometimes destruction clears the path for something better than you understood. The storms kept rolling through the lightning, split the sky, but I stopped asking why it happened, started asking why not try. Cause fear ain't worth obeying, and pain ain't meant to stay. It's just another teacher trying to show the way. The smoke is cleared, the dawn arrived, and everything that matters somehow survived. Fire didn't kill me, it made me who I am. Every bridge that burned behind me helped me learn to stand. The fire didn't kill me, though it took a lot away. What survived inside the ashes still burns stronger today. I carry the marks of battle like tattoos on my soul. Every setback left to listen, every wound helped make me whole. The world may see destruction when they look at where I've been, but I see proof that I survived and rose again. The fire didn't kill me, it revealed the man beneath, the one who kept on fighting when there was nothing left to keep. Oh, the fire didn't kill me, and now I finally know the strongest roots are often found after everything burns below. The sunrise paints the horizon with colors born from flame, and I smile at the smoke behind me, 'cause I'll never be the same.